year now. The 21st of Sivan is some people mark the Hilula of Rabbi Saadya HaLevi Mercardo, Ashkenazi would be his last name. He was a famous rabbi. He was actually born on Rosh Chodesh Kislev, it's chronicled, in the year 1767. That would have been the 22nd of November of that year, respectively. He was great posek halacha and one of the great rabbis of Izmir in Turkey. Remember, Turkey in the late 1700s, early 1800s, was, say, the center place in the world for Torah. Now, why Chaf Aleph Sivan? That would have been the day, I believe, he completed his Torah work, called the Haggaot for his Torah work, in around the year 1840. It was named Neve Tzedek, respectively. Let's explore a few of the highlights of the famous rabbi's life. Now, he was born in Izmir, over there. His father's name was Avram Levi, and by the time of his bar mitzvah, it was apparent his brilliance within regards to Torah and knowledge. He would learn under auspices while he was young of a great rabbi, Rabbi Elisha Sochmi, or Shochmi, I hope I pronounce his name correctly. Now, it's reported over, sadly, I believe his wife passed away at a young age, on Yud Aleph Iyar, in the Hey Tav Kuf Nun Gimel, I believe it was. So that was very, very tough. We don't know his exact passing, the date he actually passed away itself, but we believe it was before the year, according to Wikipedia, Hey Tav Reish Aleph. It was, I think, that was when his book came out. It's interesting. He'd have great descendants that would marry into really great families. I believe it was his granddaughter Kadin, or Kadin Rachel, Rabbanit Kadin Rachel, would get married to the famous Rabbi Rachamim Nisim Yitzchak Pelagi from the great rabbinic family of the Pelagi family, close father and son of Rabbi Chaim Pelagi, respectively. Rabbi Chaim Pelagi was arguably one of the most greatest rabbis in his day, and possibly the most famous Turkish rabbi, especially in that specific era in of itself. And he would bring about loads of his different writings of Rav Saadya in his book, quotes him on various occasions, and bring his name, I believe. And it's actually a book, Tavti HaKadosh לרב סעדיה הלוי, זיכרונו לברכה, בעל ספר נווה צדק, נמצא כתוב, יש להיזהר שלא לעשות זיווג עם אשתו בלילה שנולד הנביא שלהם. And it goes on. I would recommend everyone to look at this piece of advice he actually gives inside his sefer. But he was really a great rabbi, and very interesting enough. If I'm not mistaken, there was it could be that he had a connection or with the writings in regards to the Baal Shem Tov, if I'm not mistaken, also. Now, his book came out 1840, the Neve Tzedek. This was through, I think, Al-Yad HaChezkiah LeRambam. So it was a great book. It was, I think, in 1840, so I've been about the time period way past away. And with this encompass, as we're going to speak about in a minute, various different חידושים and Drashot, and really, I think would actually bring about, through the efforts of his son, Rabbi Abraham Chaim HaLevi, will actually bring this out. He was known as a mumcha, an expert with regards to the laws of treifot, with regards to kashrut, respectively, this would be. And Kiyat HaShkafa, where learning Torah, but at the same time, we're coupling it with a trade, at the same time with a working in of itself. He didn't want to necessarily, he didn't want to benefit from, let's say, the Ketah Torah. He had the crown of Torah because he was really great in Torah. He would try and bring his book and I think especially like put really all his work inside of it and just delved in it all the whole time. And he was dealing in halakha the whole time. He was dwelling in halakha, dealing in halakha at the highest level. Now, reported over, according to the HebrewBooks.org website, if I'm not mistaken, he was born in the year 1768. And once again, they say that he passed away before around 1841 or before. If they will say over the HebrewBooks.org, where they've actually chronicled over there, the book Neve Tzedek includes novels and explanations on many laws in the Mishnah Torah of the Rambam, a few collections on the Shas, the Talmud Bavli itself, and for most part, the sermons, let's say, for eulogies, sermons within regards to marriages, and for different parshiot of the year. Interesting enough, he would talk about, I think, he was shown, they would also say on this website that at time of Bar Mitzvah, his eloquent language, of the great language he was using within regards to the Torah, and he would speak about it respectively. so there's different opinions when he was actually born also. According to an opinion, it was on the 8th of Kislev. According to another opinion, it said the 1st of Kislev. And we'll talk about in his sermons, it will show over in his youth, let's just say, the talent that he had with regards to, the Torah in of itself. We'll talk about how he would flee away from honor, let's just say, and didn't want to accept various different Torah positions that was offered him. He would spend the whole day. He gave different advice in his books, really important advices, which many of the great rabbis of Turkey and so on and so forth would actually speak about inside their books. I think at his funeral, Rabbi Saadya HaLevi's funeral, Rabbi Chaim Pelagi was there and would lament over him and give a eulogy over him and talk about the greatness within regards to him. Now, I think his book, the Neve Tzedek, was printed in Salonika. It was happened to be, I think, in Greece. It would contain 140 pages. It was actually a book that was actually produced in large formats, and I think it would be reprinted in various other editions. I think even a photographic edition by the Institute of Treasures of, let's say, the Geniuses of Spain. I think that was printed in Ashdod in the year 1997. It's reported over here in the HebrewBooks.org website. We could say more within regards to it, within regards to the great rabbi. I think his daughter's name was Rabbanit Mazal Tov. I think his daughter, or it was his granddaughter, and she was the granddaughter, I believe. Either was the daughter or the granddaughter got married to Rabbi Rachamim Nisim Yitzchak Pelagi. If I really believe in those days he happened to be the rabbi of Izmir, respectively, and I'm not too sure, on the exact date of the passing it was. But he, as we said before, he passed away in 1840. He suffered an illness, machala, I think, beforehand, which was continuing over there. And as we said before, we're not sure the exact date of his Hilula, but the date where he finishes Haggaot of the book of the Neve Tzedek would be marked, according to Hayomi website, as the date of his Hilula. So it was a great book. I'd recommend everyone to look at the book, the Neve Tzedek. It contains, as we said before, חידושים and וביאורים on the Mishnah Torah of the Rambam, various different important writings within regards to the Shas, various different drashot, and came out in 1840 in Saloniki, respectively. And it was his son, Rav Avram Chaim, I think, and would actually bring the book about, and I think also his maybe the brother-in-law also, Rabbi Chacham Yosef Gan, if I'm not mistaken, or would actually help within regards to printing it out. So he was a great rabbi of his time. He was a student of Rabbi Elisha Shachmi. He was on the very close to the Chacham Chaim Pelagi, and much more can be learned within regards to him. And I think there was connection also with another famous rabbi, Rabbi Moshe Yaakov Ben Gabbai, if I'm not mistaken, also. Now, friends, we're a community here. We're learning about the great rabbis of yesteryear. If you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, please subscribe now. We're nearing 7,000 subscribers at the moment, which is a phenomenal achievement. Now, if you feel anyone's interested in watching any of these videos, please share these videos to other people. Also, if you dissent from any of the great rabbanim we are speaking about, please send me an email. I would love to hear more information. Now, I'm urging everyone, please double and pray for Am Yisrael. Do a lot of tefillot at the moment. Unfortunately, it's a turbulent time. Iran sent 100 drones just early this morning. So I would urge everyone to increase your tefillot, increase your prayers wherever you are across the world for Am Yisrael. Just take on good things upon yourself for the safety of Israel. And may we just see blessings all over the world. We see the rebuilding of the third Beit HaMikdash, hopefully ASAP now. And we'll all be protected. I wish you all a Shabbat Shalom. We're coming into this week, Parashat Behalatzacha. Here we're in the third parasha in the book of Bamidbar. So I recommend everyone to delve into it, to learn it. I wish you all a fantastic day and Shabbat Shalom. Take care and be well, everyone. Thank you very much.